Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to show you some of my finds and some of the stuff people ask about when I film a little bit in my little office here, what's behind me and what they're looking at. And I'm going to show you some gold too, and do a kind of a rebuttal on the people that say that finding the small gold is a waste of time. But anyway, here's some of my detectors over here. And we got a couple Equinox over there, and a couple gold monsters, GPZ 7000, GP 3500, and in the little bag down there is my trusty SDC 2300. I love that machine. I love all those machines. They all do quite well for me. And this is a land ownership map for Arizona. It shows state trust land, Indian lands, federal lands, and so on. And it's very helpful when you're thinking about going to new areas so you don't get in too much trouble. And on my table here, we got my bookshelf and some of my weird finds, including these old World War II map reading glasses. Pretty cool. And carbide lamp. The old turtle shell, you saw that. This little box is full of opal that my grandfather cut and polished, geez, probably 60 years ago now. And here is my cabinet, the magic cabinet. This is part of my mineral collection. And the yellow stuff in the back is sulfur, which is pretty cool. And these are meteorite right here. This one is a trilby wash. I'm sorry, that is a Franconia, I do believe. And it's just some of the minerals I've collected over the years and some stuff people have made for me. Little jar of really nice gold right there, really funny shape, fancy stuff. And a jar of opal, a good friend of mine, Mike, gave me. And more gold. And this is gold in amalgam, mercury. A lot of gold in that stuff right there. Just haven't got around to getting it out. And some of my cooler nuggets. These are really cool. And just stuff. Marty in Australia made me this and this luck charm. It's a raven's head. And down here, some of my cool finds. This is probably one of my favorite finds. If you look at this thing, that is a wild piece of agate right there. And it's on a, probably was a bolo, would be my guess. But I found this in old Morristown. And the weird little gremlin dude. A lot of spoons I found over the years. Okay, and down here, we have a big old Apache tear, some fossils, different rocks, Petoskey stones, an old compass I found. And that little critter right there was made by my grandfather back in the 1940s or 50s. And it's made out of Petoskey stone, and it's one of the goons from the old Popeye show, Goon Island. Pretty cool, huh? And then we got some more rock down here, some copper minerals, and the scorpion, which is not a scorpion, it is actually a devil's claw seed pod. And just some cool stuff. This is another part of a bolo over here. I'm not sure if it's not maybe part of that bolo right there because it came from the same area. And this is some lead ore right here. It's pretty cool looking. And these paintings right here aren't paintings. They're done with wood. Veneer. My grandfather did those many years ago. Chickadees and Baltimore Oriole, I believe this one is. And the cool part is when you do videos and stuff like this, you get people that send you cool stuff. And both these detectors were given to me. And an old bounty hunter and an old Jetco. And the Jetco's a BFO detector. And I believe the bounty hunter might be too. I'm not sure on that. I haven't even turned it on yet. I'm scared to because I don't want to burn it up or anything. It's so cool. And that's it for what's in the cabinet and stuff. So now you know. But now, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some gold that I've gotten over the last season or so, and why I'm willing to go out and get those small nuggets and hunt for them. The little ones, you know, the ones that people kind of laugh at on some of the videos, and yeah, how you go out and hunt all day for those little bitty things. Well, I'm going to show you why I do that. And let me get the camera set up, and we're going to talk about gold now. Okay, my friends, you know I'm always talking about how gold adds up. And we've got this little guy zeroed on here. So it comes up exactly at 0. And these are some small nuggets. A bunch of them. Okay. And these mostly dug with the gold monster and other detectors. Let's see what we got here. Right there is what 1 ounce and 3 grams looks like of tiny gold. All right, now I could have hunted around with a bigger detector and not found a lot of that gold, but I'll take home any piece of gold. And right there's well over $1,000 worth of gold, probably close to $1,500 at today's prices. And that's not too shabby for just going out and enjoying myself in the desert and having some fun out there, is it? Okay, we'll turn the scale off here now, and I'll show you what these nuggies look like. And some of them are pretty darn tiny. Okay, that is what 1.3 ounces of tiny, tiny nuggets. Yeah, some are pretty good sized, I guess. But tiny nuggets look like. Yeah, a couple chunky ones in there. Interesting pieces. This one's a specimen. Got a lot of quartz still on it. You see the gold reflected on the edge. Okay, but right there, well over $1,000, my friends. So are they worth bringing home? You tell me. And some of these are so tiny. It just amazes me how small that gold monster will hear. Isn't that something? And a couple of these are nice chunky pieces. Okay, well on top of all that gold, I'll put all this aside here and show you some of the other stuff. I usually don't show it off too much after I found it, for various reasons, I guess. Now, these here are fixing to be sold, so it's not to tempt anybody I wouldn't want tempted. Okay, and these are specimens. And some of the pieces that broke off them. Look at that. Some of these are very, very pretty. And each one of those little rocks has gold in it. These are from a mine dump. And the gold monster just screams on this sort of stuff too. Dollar signs are going up, aren't they? All right, and then we have these. A few more specimens. So they'll be going in the specimen pile, I guess, over here. I bring them home in these jars and I never get them out of the jar. Okay, and we got these guys. Now, these are just a couple that I've saved over the years just because it's so cool. This nugget is just really cool. Look at the flat edges on it. Just crystalline piece. Almost looks like it has a diamond in the center of it. Very, very pretty piece of gold. This one's from up by near Wickenburg. And then just a couple sluggy pieces there. I'm not even sure where I got those now. It's been a while. I think this one came from the Harklahala Mountains. Maybe this one did too. I just don't remember. And then we got these. And this is another pile of real nice goodies. All right, this one is from, a year and a half ago or so. This was a rock. with gold showing out through the edges of it and stuff. And I put this in hydrofluoric acid, which I don't recommend anybody use without training in proper safety equipment. But it boiled all the rock off this nugget. And it's about a ½ ounce. Very nice piece. Isn't that pretty? That's raw right out of the rock. And this nugget's from Rich Hill. A friend of mine gave that to me. Real chunky, heavy stuff. And this one is from the Harquahala Hollows. And I believe all these are too, including this one. That's ironstone and gold, just like these two over here. And these two over here are not from the Harquahala Hollows. They're from east of the Harquahala Hollows. Okay. And what else do I have here? And then I got some more of these that I've been showing recently. These are the ones I've been getting in the last several videos. Some nice gold there. Another 6 grams, 7 grams, somewhere in there. And those are all very recent finds. Okay, I don't know which lid goes to what now. Yeah, I don't know which lid goes to what. And then we got this. And you can see the gold shining in a lot of these. And all these rocks have gold in them. Even the ones with the crystals on them, like this one. There's gold in that rock. You can see the gold shining in a lot of them. This one actually has it poking out a little bit. Kind of cool. And yeah, some really nice stuff in here. Look at that one. That little bitty nugget sticking out right there, right there. Okay. So why in the world wouldn't I go out and bring this stuff home? People say that's a waste of time going out there and hunting that. Well, right here and there, in this pan right now, there's over $2,000. That's well worth bringing home. And these may be small, and it may take a lot of them. Geez, I don't even know how many are there if I counted them. A couple hundred pieces probably. But it's gold. Boy, that one's shiny. Some of them are very shiny. And it's all good gold in my opinion, my friends. And some of these are really nice. And that's a nice piece right there. Yeah, that sure is. That's a nice piece. That one's about 3 grams. And this one's just over 3 grams. And then these are, I don't know, a little over a gram a piece. And that one's 3 grams. But that is why I'm more than willing to go out there and dig those small nuggets. I have no problem at all with bringing home this kind of gold. And all these rocks as well have gold in them, showing in different degrees. You can see a pocket of it right in there. This is a very heavy rock. There's quite a bit of gold in that one. And then we got these. And let's see where the gold is here. Some of them I haven't cracked open yet. You can hear that there's gold in them because off this mine dump, I mean, if you get a rock like this with a good signal, it's got gold in it. Look at the nugget in that one. Just kind of nasty looking gold caught down in there. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that one's got gold right in there. I don't know how well you can see that. And what do we got in this one? This one you can't really see it, but it's in there. It gives a screaming signal. And same with this one. You can't really see anything, but it's in there. Okay, my friends, and that's my showing off for today of some of my finds. And I think it's important to, there's a nugget or two stuck in there. Look at there. It didn't quite get out. It's important to show people what we actually get out there. And yeah, you watch the videos, you watch me and some of these other guys finding these little pieces. Then you got the guys commenting, oh, well, they're just tiny, or oh, that's pea-sized, or oh, that's not even worth my time. I'll go out and hunt for the big ones. Well, we hunt for the big ones too, and we find the big ones, you know. But the big ones don't come near as often as these little ones. And these are what we call bread and butter nuggets. Why do you call them bread and butter nuggets? Well, because we find so many of them. And in areas like San Domingo, the Vulture area here, Harquahala Hollows, over at Quartzsite, even some of the big gold areas like Lost Basin, Gold Basin, places like that. Everybody's always ranting and raving about all the big nuggets. Well, there's thousands and thousands of these little ones. And it doesn't take but a couple hundred of them, as you can see, to add up to 1.3 ounces. And 1.3 ounces is a nice chunk of change, you know, for a hobby. Boy, that one's really neat. Look at the shape of that one. It looks kind of like a comma or something. Kind of neat. But there's quite a bit of money sitting there. And it sure is fun. It's a great hobby. You're getting out. And so I would say, by looking at this, just this pile right here, Gold Monster's pretty much paid for itself. And the SDC 2300's paid for itself a long time ago. And most of my detectors pay for themselves over time. Everybody wants to get it all at once, but it doesn't work out that way. And I'm perfectly happy going out and finding this little stuff, as long as it keeps coming in. And believe it or not, this little stuff is a lot easier to sell than big nuggets like this, because people don't want to pay the higher price for the big chunks. These little pieces people put in bags of dirt and sell to people to pan out and stuff like that. And I don't know, just like to have them. And it's kind of nice to have them locked in a safe and or safe deposit box at the bank. And you know, you got a couple $1,000s sitting around waiting for a rainy day now, isn't it? So there you have it. If I weighed all that right there, you're looking at well over 2 ounces of gold value with all the stuff I just showed. That's why I do it, my friends. It's absolutely fascinating and fun to me to be able to go out and find this kind of stuff. And when you come up with something really pretty like that out of the ground, I mean, they're dirty when you find them, but boy, you get them cleaned up and they're just gorgeous. And a lot of this stuff hasn't been cleaned. You can see, whoa, you can see it's still dirty, dropping stuff over here. You can see it's still dirty. And when I do clean them, I use an ultrasonic cleaner most times. And like for dental tools and whatnot. And I'll clean them up with that. And that does a really good job for me. So there you have it. That is the gold part of this little tour of my office. Okay, hope you've enjoyed seeing some of my goodies shown off. Like I said, I'm selling this stuff, so I usually don't show off much of it till I sell it. I mean, there are people out there that look at a video like this and think, I wonder what he's got stashed in his house. Well, I'm sorry, I don't. I sell my gold, except for a few pretty pieces I keep. But I sell it. That's why I do it. I invest in this hobby, and I go out, I hunt, and I find gold, and I sell that gold to help with the family budget and whatnot. And like I said, my friends, that's a lot of gold right there. I just showed you. And that's why I'm willing to hunt those little bitty pieces. And anybody that says it's not worth the time or worth having a VLF to pick up that small gold is sure missing out on some nice gold. And for now, if you like these videos and you like seeing gold and you want to learn how to find it yourself, like, subscribe, and ring that little bell down there in the corner so you can see my videos as they come out. For now, Nugget Shooter out.